Okay, so picture this. You've poured everything into building this incredible piece of technology. It's patented, it's brilliant, and it's the very heart of your brand success. Then, out of the blue, a competitor comes knocking. They want to license it. Now, that's a massive opportunity for revenue, right? But it is absolutely loaded with risk. So let's dive into how you can navigate this super high-stakes decision without losing the very brand integrity you've worked so hard to build.
And this really is the million-dollar question, isn't it? Do you actually open up the vault and license your core innovation to someone you're fighting against every single day in the marketplace? I know, it sounds kind of crazy, almost counterintuitive, but it can be an absolutely brilliant strategic move, but only if you do it right. So let's break down this core conflict. You've got to see this for what it is, a double-edged sword, for sure. On one side, you've got this huge opportunity. We're talking new, high-margin revenue streams, maybe even making your tech the new industry standard. But on the other side, well, the threat is very, very real. You could dilute your brand's premium image, or even worse, you could literally hand your rival the exact weapon they need to come after you.
All right, to get through this, we need a game plan, a clear roadmap. We're going to start with the dilemma itself and really get into the weeds on the brand risks. Then, we're going to build a playbook to protect your brand. We'll talk setting standards, limiting the playing field, and preventing misuse. And finally, we'll see how you can flip this whole thing on its head and turn it into a real strategic advantage.
First up, let's pull back the curtain on those hidden dangers. Because when you license your tech, your brand's reputation gets tangled up with whatever your competitor does. Any little misstep they make, well, that can reflect directly back on you. The most immediate risk here is what we call reputation dilution. Just imagine this for a second. Your cutting-edge, top-of-the-line, high-performance tech ends up inside their poorly made, low-quality product. Now, when that product inevitably fails or disappoints, who do you think customers are going to blame? Your technology, and by extension, your brand. Ouch. And that leads right into this problem of misaligned market perception. See, you've probably spent years, maybe even decades, positioning your brand as the premium, luxury choice. If your competitor, the budget option, suddenly starts using your tech, it just completely erodes the value and the exclusivity you've built. It confuses customers, and it weakens your entire position in the market.
So the crucial point is this. You risk losing what makes you, you. Your patent, your innovation. That's your competitive edge. It's your secret sauce. Giving a competitor access to it, even legally, can level the playing field in a way that, let's be honest, is probably not in your favor.
And believe it or not, the risks don't stop there. Your competitor might try to stretch the boundaries of the agreement, using your tech in ways you never, ever intended. Or customers might start to blur the lines between your two brands, which just weakens your identity. And, of course, any kind of breach or misuse can lead to some really serious financial headaches.
Okay, that was the scary part. I get it. Now let's talk solutions. This is where we go on offense. The very first step is to build the walls of your brand's fortress by setting incredibly clear standards for quality and usage. This is where you take back control. Building these fortress walls requires 4 key moves. First, you have to define quality with specific, measurable benchmarks, no gray areas. Second, you specify exactly how the tech can be used. Maybe it's only in their premium product lines. Third, and this is crucial, you require your approval for any new products or marketing they create. And finally, you establish clear, painful penalties for breaking the rules.
So, with the walls built, our next move is to control the gates. This means you strategically limit the market segments and applications where your competitor can even operate. You're not just going to hand them a key to the whole kingdom.
And here's a really practical way to think about how you can slice this up. For example, you could permit them to use your tech in, say, the automotive industry, but restrict it completely from your core industry, consumer electronics. Or you could allow it in Europe, but block it entirely from your home turf in North America. This is how you prevent them from cannibalizing your sales while still letting you generate that new revenue. All right, the final layer of defense for our fortress is to post some guards. These are the specific, non-negotiable clauses in your agreement that are designed to watch for and prevent a competitor from turning your own technology against you. These right here, these are your guards on the wall. Your agreement must explicitly prohibit reverse engineering, that protects your trade secrets. You have to control any and all sub-licensing to other companies. You need regular reporting and the right to audit their books to make sure they're playing fair. And maybe most important of all, you need strict non-compete terms that stop them from developing a directly competing product using your own tech.
Yeah, but this is the question every founder is thinking, right? You can have the best, most ironclad agreement in the world, but what happens if they just decide to ignore it? Well, this is where your enforcement levers come in. A good agreement has to have teeth. And here are those teeth. You need crystal clear penalties, things like hefty financial damages or automatic royalty increases if they step out of line. But you also need the ultimate sanction, the big red button, the undisputed right to suspend or even fully terminate the license, taking back total control of your IP. That kind of power, well, it ensures they take their obligations very seriously. So you see, when you put all of these pieces together, the strong walls, the controlled gates, and the vigilant guards, you do something pretty remarkable. You transform what could have been a massive liability into an incredibly powerful strategic tool for your business.
And here it is. This is the key takeaway, the big shift in mindset I want you to have. A well-structured licensing agreement isn't just a defensive shield you hide behind to protect your brand. No way. It's an offensive playbook. It lets you generate new revenue, it helps make your technology the industry standard, and it expands your reach, all while keeping your core markets and your brand identity totally secure.
So I'll just leave you with this one question to think about for your own business. Is your patent portfolio just sitting there in a file somewhere? Or could it be a powerful strategic asset? With the right playbook, a competitor's interest doesn't have to be a threat. In fact, it might just be your next big opportunity.